Hello everyone and welcome to this week's assembly. As we approach the Christmas holidays, I'd like to take an opportunity to reflect on the history of Christmas celebrations and the deeper meaning of Christmas. I will share some thoughts from our students on what Christmas means to them, and we'll have a look at this week's big question, which is Christmas overly commercialized? If we go back in time, some of the earliest records of celebrations taking place in the winter period would have been in the New Stone Age. This would have involved celebrations on the December the 21st, which was the shortest day of the year. This is the midwinter solstice. People would have come together to have a great feast, and the feast would have included meat and dairy products, barley beer, and mead. Gifts would have been shared, and the must-have gift of the time would have been any object made from bronze. Bronze was starting to become the new material to replace any tools made from stone. Next, the Romans, they started to have celebrations at that same time as well. And they would have held a midwinter feast, which would have lasted for 5 days. And this was in honor of Saturn, who was one of the chief Roman gods. At this time of the year, all the normal rules would have been forgotten. Slaves were given time off, and they would have been served food by their masters. The normal attire for Romans would have been a white toga. These were replaced with brightly colored garments, and there would have been feasts and gifts of wax figures and pottery exchanged. If we come through to medieval times, we start to see some of the traditions that we have today appearing. For example, the 12 days of Christmas festivities would have ended on January 6th, with presents being exchanged. These celebrations were called Christmas, which is in recognition of Christ's birth. The first record of these taking place would have been 1038. These festivities would have kept some of the Roman celebrations. For example, masters would have served food to their servants, and there would have been gifts being exchanged. A Yule log would have been kept burning throughout the season, and houses would have been decorated with evergreens, and there would have been a feast. The picture you can see here is Dover Castle, and this was one of the venues used by Henry II to celebrate Christmas. In the Victorian period, the rowdy Christmas celebrations started to be toned down into a more quieter, family-focused festival. Other Christmas elements which have now become traditions, including Christmas cards, Christmas crackers, and eating turkey and Christmas puddings, were now starting to become part of those celebrations. Families would have gone to church on this day, and many of the carols that we know would have first been sung at this time. Wealthy people would have provided gifts or feasts for their poorer neighbours. This idea was promoted by Charles Dickens in his story The Christmas Carol, which was written in 1843. Up to the present day, we still have many of the things we've talked about in this assembly taking place. For example, we still have Christmas trees and crackers, gifts are exchanged, and people will come together to celebrate. Christmas is recognized as a period of time which Christianity commemorates the birth of Jesus Christ. It is a time when many people will come together with friends and family, gifts are exchanged, and food is shared. Amongst the hustle and bustle of Christmas, it is easy sometimes to forget the simple things we can do. Christmas is a time for giving. This does not have to be expensive, lavish material gifts. We can give our time, kindness, empathy, and understanding to others. For many people, Christmas can be a difficult time. We should be mindful of this, and through our acts of kindness, we can reach out to others in our community and share the warmth of togetherness and goodwill. This is a thought I would like you to reflect on. I would also like to share with you some thoughts from our students on what Christmas means to them.
Hello, I go to my auntie's for a traditional Sunday roast at my auntie's, and then when we all open the rest of our presents at my auntie's.
Christmas means to me going down to my Toby Carvery with my family and spending time together as a tradition.
For me, Christmas is a time to reconnect with people I haven't been able to see in a while, and it also means I can look back on the previous year and then look forward to the new year ahead.
I personally think that Christmas is all about family time and not really much about presents and stuff. I think that I would personally spend most of the time with my family and not really doing much.
Hi, I think the meaning of Christmas is spending time with friends and family and thinking about those in need and how we should support them and being thankful for what we have.
What Christmas means to me is everyone coming together in one place and all my family coming home, like my brother from India and my sister from Edinburgh, and all celebrating together as a family.
For me, Christmas is about spending time with your family and buying each other gifts.
Christmas news to me is seeing people enjoy the gifts that I give to them and seeing how happy they are.
For me, Christmas is a time to reflect on everything I'm so grateful for that's happened in the past year, and a time to be grateful for what's going to happen in the new year.
A big thank you to these students who shared their thoughts with us. We're going to continue with that theme by asking ourselves this week's big question: is Christmas over-commercialised? Again, I've got some thoughts here to share from our students to help you start your discussions in your...
I think it's a bit over. You don't need to spend a lot of money for Christmas. It's with the gifts. It's not the money spent. It's the thought.
I think that Christmas is kind of a bit over-commercialised because it is actually a Christian festival, and sometimes I feel that it's more about spending money on gifts than like the Christian festival, which was worshipping the birth of Christ.
I'd like to thank all the students who have contributed to this assembly. It was good to hear their thoughts. I would like to wish you all a safe, happy, restful Christmas and remind you that the small acts of kindness which we share with others over the holiday period help us to capture the true meaning of Christmas.